What's going on, people? Okay, you know I can do this later. What's going on, guys? We had a lot of pre-stream subscriptions, and I've certainly missed all of them. Rather, there were so many that I can't see them all in the chat log. So let me pop over here quickly while I just log into my dashboard on my tablet so I can see who subbed and so I can thank them. The Idiot Painter says, Nerd Gang Blood Trail. That's an emote. 16 months, thank you, sir. Hypron Drago with 4 months. Atsu says, paint a whole Skaven army, be one of the cool kids. Oh God, I don't know if I can do that. I'd rather be not cool. Rolls Royce, 21 months of subbing. God damn, Dirthin with the prime sub. Thank you. I'm gonna paint a whole Skaven army. We're gonna have to not talk about Star Wars though. That's gonna be one of the limiting factors. All right, got a little bit of an angle on the camera today. You know, I don't know. It was over there, and so I decided to do that. Okay, we're back in. I can see the chat now. Is the stream dropping for anybody? I hope it isn't. Someone asked me, have I painted my Victarion Greyjoy? I have. It was one of the very first models I painted for Greyjoy. And I bet this is in relation to that new Victarion Honor Guard unit that just came out for Greyjoy, which I freaking love them. One of the very first reasons I got into playing Greyjoy in the war game Song of Ice and Fire, if you're not familiar, was because of Iron Makers. I saw the concept art for Iron Makers, and I was like, oh, I love those guys. And so Vic's unit of Honor Guard, I can't remember what their name is, but they're just kind of more of that same thing. And so I really like them. Is that a Greyjoy? Oh, you can see him. He's right there, dude. Yes, it's Christopher Botley. The last couple of episodes for Acolyte were actually decent for a change. Yeah, I feel like 6 was pretty good. Or was it 6 or 5? The one with the combat sequence is pretty good. Then the one immediately following that was kind of okay. It kind of had the same minor issues that I have with the like episodes 3 and 4. You know, 1 and 2, kind of rough. Maybe I'm just getting used to the characters. And then 5 was great. And then 6 kind of was like 4 and 3 again. And it was like, okay, not a whole lot is happening. The dialogue is kind of goofy. I don't know. It's all right. I don't hate it. I'm enjoying it. I'll take Star Wars. I'm a Star Wars hoe, dude. 5 was lightsabers. I love how you can just describe the episode as lightsabers. 6 was not great, but better than 1 through 4. Fair enough. All right, fair enough. Operative Darth Vader. I am painting him now, and I am selfish. Why are you selfish? Lovable Elf, 38 months, and god damn. Thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. Tiamat in. Or we're talking Star Wars after all. Okay, well, I mean, if we're not painting a whole Skaven army like Atsu requests, then yes. Remember when Jord was a badass for a whole 15 seconds? Honestly, never was a fan of that guy. Was it Jord or is it Yord? What's his fucking name? Goofy Star Wars dialogue, unforgivable. Yeah, okay, that's fair. Fair critique of my critique. It's not campy and funny Star Wars dialogue. It's just like unmotivated and inhuman dialogue. Like these aren't things that real people would ask questions about or things that, or ways they would say certain things. At least in my head, you know, everyone's got their own way that they imagine humans have discourse. So it's important to mention that. All right, we have 2 possible options for painting today. I looked through my foam trays of goodies, just of models that I've assembled and not painted or have partially painted. There's a lot of stuff in there, and I would love for y'all to vote on what we paint today. So let me flip over to the paint camera, and we'll talk about the options. Not Greyjoys says lovable Oaf. I suppose so. Chartreuse Joys. Paint a blue Vader now. I vote we just have Malev dial into the stream and rap. I mean, that would probably be better than the incessant Star Wars chatting. Okay. think I go back here, paint cam. All right, the options. There's 2 options for today's stream. 2 really caught my attention, my love, my interest. Option number 1 is this lovely Christopher Botley NCU from Song of Ice and Fire. This model has very nice shapes and a really big accessible face. And I love painting Greyjoys. Greyjoys for me are like a comfort space. I can always go back to painting them whenever I want. And this would be a speed paint. I'll paint it all in one stream. No problem. Has lots of very simple surfaces and textures. Nothing too crazy and wacky. I'll paint this in one stream. So a speed paint of a Song of Ice and Fire model. Or, I think I'm a little too zoomed in. Just a wee bit. Or we continue on with the ogre from Cursed City that I started a very long time ago. The skin is done, and I will begin painting other elements. This is not a one-stream model. This will be a multi-stream model, not as many as Darth Vader. I think the rest of the mini is basically just like various metals and leathers and furs and stuff. I think the other big thing we have left to do is really the big shoulder pad. But otherwise, it's kind of all simple stuff. There's just a lot of it, you know? So the 2 options to reiterate: a speed paint Song of Ice and Fire model, which will hopefully be done in this stream, unless I get side-railed by discussing about Star Wars, or a longer multi-part stream where I paint this lovely ogre from Cursed City. All right, I will now make a poll, and we'll do this the real way, the official way, and we'll vote. /poll. Oh, this fucking wireless keyboard, man. An honest-to-God poll, not just me, like, interpreting the tea leaves of chat. Yeah. Which mini should I paint? Speed paint, A Song of Ice and Fire. No, we'll say ASOIF speed paint, or Cursed City Ogre regular. Oh, I can't fit that many characters. Okay. Cursed City Ogre. All right, there are the 2 options. We're going to make the poll duration for a hot 2 minutes. None of this bullshit that Evan used to do of making polls last fucking forever. You got 2 goddamn minutes. Reaper Miniatures with a raid. What up, Reaper Mini Painters? How are you sexy humans doing? Thank you for the raid, Reaper. Y'all are fucking chads. Oh, word. An honest-to-God poll, indeed. Somewhere Evan's brain is tingling. Don't you have a bunch of display models in the pile of shame? Yeah, I got a bunch of display models in the pile of shame. I think maybe at some point we could. I've never in my life painted a display model on stream, like in the way that I painted Darth Vader. You know, Darth Vader is never going to see the light of day when it comes to being in a video. Like, I didn't record any of that footage. That was purely stream stuff. I've never done that for a display model in my life. I don't know why I haven't. For some reason, it just didn't occur to me. That being said, I am kind of more into gaming scale stuff at the moment, but there isn't a reason why we couldn't paint a display model in the future. Faux show. If you do speed paint, we take it as a challenge to distract you, yeah. Give me the 20-minute polls or give me death. Where are the orcs? Not a huge orc fan. Not like I dislike them, but I haven't found my reason to love orcs yet. Which I like saying it that way because who knows, in 6 months I might find a reason to love orcs and want to paint them. That just seems to be how the whims of my fate go. Oh, I don't want to watch you paint Darth Vader. We saw it for so many weeks. It has to be done. Imagine the YouTube comments on a Red Vader video, for sure, yeah. That would be wild. Need some vampire orcs, there you go. That would do it. Vader was a good time, honestly. We got a lot of trial and error stuff that usually gets compressed into a polished video for a display piece. For sure, yeah, it was a lot of experimentation. It was a lot of struggling and trying to get the best result we can. Read a novel about orcs by Mike Brooks, and you'll love them forever. I mean, that could be it, honestly. That could be it. It's somehow A Song of Ice and Fire is winning right now against a fucking GW model. Chat, you're a bit of me. I love it. Although I also love Cursed City and this ogre too. So like it's a win-win for me. Faux show. Please AstroTurf A Song of Ice and Fire more so we can get more views, more news for it. What does it mean to astroturf something? That's like a colloquialism? Somehow, A Song of Ice and Fire has returned. I love it when my hair gets to this stage of I did my hair 2 days ago, or I did it yesterday, and then I sleep on it, and then like suddenly I can just like sculpt it like putty. AstroTurf is paid grassroots. Okay, so like does that mean like you're paying someone to advertise your new product? Is that what it means? Dude, I've been painting a vampire for Forbidden Psalm. Want to check her out? Absolutely. There's not a great way for you to share that link with me, however, in chat. I think my chat bot eats all of the links that end up in chat. But if you are a sub or if you're a patron of mine and you're in my Discord, you can absolutely share that image with me. I realize there's a paywall to that, but that's how it is. Like those new villainy inks. A company pays for community. Okay, yeah, I mean that's basically like every single sponsorship I've ever done. AstroTurfing. That's how it is. I like the idea of Forbidden Psalm though. It was one that came up when I was looking for a campaign-based game to play with my buds. All right, so I guess when the results of the poll showed up, that meant that was the result. I thought that was like the in progress thing, but I think by a margin of 57%, the speed paint for A Song of Ice and Fire has won. So we'll do that. We'll get her done. With A Song of Ice and Fire, you did AstroTurfing backwards. You gave them grassroots, then they gave you stuff, right? That's funny. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I don't think I'm the reason that game is popular, but I think I definitely contributed a little bit to it with that first video I made where for some reason it resonated with my audience and got a lot of views. I don't know why it did. Actually, there was 2 videos. The one where I speed painted the Reavers, that got like 300,000 or 400,000 views. That was crazy. And then a video just about the game itself got like 100,000 or 200,000 views. It was nuts. Did not at all expect that. What up, Summon Lesser Maker? I got a few new folks into the game with the Kill Your Friends video for Song. Awesome. I'm glad to hear that worked. I mean, that was the point of the video from Song's perspective, from a Simon's perspective. It was to get people into the game. So I'm glad that that's working. Have I been watching the new House of Dragon series? I have not. We voted speed paint so we can distract you and then complain that you're not speed painting, right? The vote was for speed paint torture. Gotcha. I mean, I bought the 2-player starter box exclusively because of your enthusiasm. I love that. I love to hear that. And you were also painting it. You painted a ton of the Stark minis. I remember that in Discord. Yeah, it's fine. I got the 3 versions. My current team is the Vampire, World Eater, and 2-hour Chain Weapon. Oh, this is more of that game. Forbidden Psalm. Yes. Okay, nice. I couldn't care less about Song of Ice and Fire minis, and then I saw you paint a whole army or whatever, and now I have back tactics. Nice. I haven't played that game yet. I would love to try it out. I was a little bit sad to see that there was only 2 factions, I think, in it, Targaryen and the other, I can't remember the other one. I didn't see a single Greyjoy figure in there. And also it's like from an earlier time period. I kind of thought that I'd be able to use my models from Song in the game, but like, from a business standpoint, it makes sense why they'd want to change the time period and then, give you a reason to buy more models. Okay, I have no idea what Riyadh is. Riyadh, like as in I think you kind of spelled it funny, but the Dota competition, Riyadh, the Riyadh Majors. I watched some of the play-in games for it, for Nouns, because I love my NA boys. But otherwise, I haven't watched it. Has the group stages begun yet? Brathium, thank you. That was the other one. In the box for tactics. I was too traumatized about how bad the last season of GOT was to chance House of the Dragon. Yeah, I've said it before, but the reason why I'm not watching season 2 of House of the Dragon is because they had a season to captivate me, and in order to do that, season 1 needed to end in an epic fucking resolution battle, and it did not. It totally did not, and so I felt like it really wasted my time as a viewer. You know, I gave a TV show a whole season to like give me a very beautiful, lovely story arc. And instead of doing that, it just baited me into watching season 2. And so I felt betrayed. And I was like, you know what? Screw this. I'm not watching season 2. It was fine. Like I didn't mind it at all narratively. It was good. I mean, for the most part, it was good. But I felt like they really dropped the ball with that. And it made me angry. And now I'm bitter. The new tactic sculpts are so good. Are they? I figured they were kind of the same quality as the stuff in Song of Ice and Fire. I think they could both go ways, I thought, or at least you can use tactics in the minigame. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I thought it was from a time period that was earlier than the Song of Ice and Fire game, and so it wouldn't make sense to mix and match them, but I could be wrong. I have no idea. Scott hates slow, character-driven shows. Got it. 100%. Tactics has managed from 3 different time periods. We will probably get a Greyjoy Warband shortly after the official release. Okay, cool. All right, so I am kind of wrong. Yeah, I haven't watched since Nouns beat. Yeah, I know, dude. Nouns 3. So Nouns in the upper bracket got O2'd by Shopify Rebellion, and then they came back in the winners in the grand final and 3-0'd them, and I was like, wow, that was amazing. So I had to watch those games. That was amazing. That was the play-in for Riyadh, right? Or yeah, that was the NA qualifier for. I can't remember what it is. Whatever. Cogs bottom. Now I can post links. Hell yeah, brother. Join that Discord and send me those links. I mean, you can tag me too. I'll always respond to tags. Robert's Rebellion is 20 years before Song of Ice and Fire. Okay, that's not too long, but I guess for humans, yeah, no, that should work. That should work. Okay, that was enough chatting. All right, let's paint. Okay, so I have painted a lot of Greyjoy characters, and I've developed something of a process for it. And the way that I always start them is with a dark blue base coat, and then a off-white yellow zenithal highlight, and then I just go from there. I might just paint over top of that zenithal highlight for certain details like the face and maybe like other things, but for other like less important details, especially like these, like the fur on his cloak and his shoulders, and like some belts and trim and shit like that, that'll get speed paints or acrylic wash-based products. The camera being over there is strange. I have to I'm like looking ahead of me and there's no camera there. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start there. Typically, I also skip priming the model just because the paint tends to be a primer layer. But I think we'll do primer this time. I think I've been struggling with paint adhesion a little bit, so we'll go for that. Don't spill resin on him. Yeah, that's never part of the goal. The tactic sculpts are by Big Child, not Dark Sword, so they're slightly chunkier and sharper. Avery, the sculpts for A Song of Ice and Fire are not by Dark Sword. The only reason Dark Sword is involved, in fact, is because they own the intellectual property for A Song of Ice and Fire, the book series, the miniatures for them. And so in order for CMON to make that game, they had to strike a deal with Dark Sword in order to share the rights to that. And so they're very involved with the development and the direction of the game. I'm not saying they're just a license holder. I know they're very involved. I don't know who's doing this. I don't know who's doing the sculpting for A Song of Ice and Fire. I think it's whoever CMON wants to employ, I believe. I don't think it's Big Child though, so that's kind of special. So cool, good to know. How do I get a Discord link? There are some commands that will help with figuring out how to do that. Which Greyjoy character is it? It's Christopher Botley. He's an NCU. I never really use him, but the model is beautiful. There it is. Well, we already did that link. Sky's Discord server. You can join if you're. Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. Okay. Cogs bottom. Check out the most recent !subscribe command. Thank you, Mike Janae. That will tell you how to get to where you need to get to in Twitch to join the Discord. Thank you for subbing again. Okay. Oh, it's in Discord, not Twitch. Okay, that's kind of interesting. All right. Let's do some priming. So I've been using a lot of Vallejo Game Color paint, and it's very difficult to get an initial read on a new paint line, you know? They all work pretty damn well. But you do begin to notice things after using them, after you become more familiar with the range, after you use more products in the range, after you use them for a more varied purposes, like speed painting, like display painting, like airbrushing, you know, mixing a wash with them, glazing with them. You start to learn more and more the more you use them. And I am beginning to discover that when you thin these paints, they split so fast. I've actually never seen a paint range split as fast as these ones do in my entire painting career. You know, is that like a demerit? I don't really know. It's not really getting in the way of me painting well, but in a world where we have infinite choices, I guess anything is really a demerit. That's not like, you know, not flawless performance. I don't know, but that is definitely a thing that I have noticed with these paints. Alamo gifting a sub to Richard Bennett. Thank you very much, Alamo. The Stynylrez primer is struggling to go through this little strainer thing that I have. I've been using these little strainer things from PK Pro pretty frequently with my airbrush, and I think they work. Very often when I airbrush something and then I come back to use the airbrush a day later, a couple days later, very often the needle is stuck. I need to loosen it. And that hasn't happened at all anymore after having used these religiously just for the sake of testing. And also I haven't had to like disassemble my airbrushes and clean them since using these. And also I can see when I use them that there are bits of paint that they capture. So they are doing something. Whether or not that's something that's valuable and actually like impacting my hobby, that's something up for debate, but I think it is. I think they are useful. So if you're one of those people that's like, oh, these little strainer things are just more tool tchotchkes that I need. If you're the kind of person like me who's just like all over the place, I'm fucking putting paint in, I'm using dirty cups to mix paint and there are dry paint chips getting in that mixture. If you're like me and you're not like super clean and thorough all the time, they're great. They're a great catch-all for me fucking up. I would recommend them. I think I would recommend them. All right, awesome Cogs Bottom. I'll check it out when I end the stream. Classic chunky Stynylrez. The chunks improve the mouthfeel, but worse than the airbrush experience for sure. That's a recommendation win for me. How many points is that? You didn't recommend this. Sorry, you recommended these cups, but this came just from PK Pro. Sorry, I don't want to steal your thunder, but that is true. I'll take your entire stash. All right, now, just briefly, let me go over to the sink and clean this little strainer out, because if you don't do that, then they won't work past a single use. So yeah, it's important to do that. Y'all, I got something cooking on my 3D printer. I got something cooking on my 3D printer. Let me tell you, it's a new Mini that I'm gonna hopefully be selling, I don't know, maybe in a month or 2 months. And I'm printing it out to test the scale, hold it in my hand, see how it is before I give the final green check to the sculptor. I've never done that before, but I think it's a really important part of the process to actually see the real thing in your hand. What's the brand again? The brand, I don't know what the brand is, but it came from the website pk-pro.de. I think it's a German website, but you gotta be able to find these things anywhere, Amazon, whatever. I recommended both of those. Who you listened to is another story. Okay. That's fair. That's fair. I'm too OCD with cleaning my airbrush. Need to chill out a little. I mean, yeah, maybe. If you got that kind of thing going on, then maybe you don't need a strainers at all. I found that they do help me. You shouldn't cook on a 3D printer. Too many fumes. Nice. Oh, hey, Avery. Thank you for buying the Ranger. Appreciate that. Paint that on stream? Oh, I could. I'm going to paint it for a video. I've never, actually, that's not true. I was going to say I've never painted one of my own models in a video. That's not true. But this will be something a little bit different. I'm going to paint a model that you can buy immediately. It's not going to be for a campaign or anything. That'll be a first for me. There you go. Mike says they're $4 on AliExpress. All right. Let's prime this model. Christopher Botley. Do a little light dusting here. I think what I want to do is just clip this mic pack to my pocket so I can always see the mute switch. All right, one second, let me dry this guy. Nice layers of primer help with adhesion, you know? You want like a network of thin layers that interconnect together. That gets you the strongest bond. I didn't really notice. Were there mold lines on this guy? Kinda. Doesn't really matter. All right, cool. There's Christopher, primed up. Oh, we're painting Christopher Botley. Chat decided that they wanted to see me speed paint this mother trucker. So that's what we're doing. We're going to try to avoid talking about Star Wars because that is just an endless pit of discussion for me. Although one thing I will say is there are 2 Star Wars games that get like a lot of praise, at least that I see get a lot of praise, Outer Rim and Star Wars Rebellion. And I think, in fact, for a very long time, Star Wars Rebellion had like one of the top 5 or even the #1 spot on Board Game Geek for like, is it weeks or months at a time? I don't know. But it was a very well reviewed game. Both of them were, Outer Rim and Rebellion. And I was like, fuck it, I want to buy one of these games. So I bought Rebellion and I played it twice now. And that game is so much fun. It's so much fun. I don't know if it's because it's Star Wars and I'm a fucking Star Wars fanboy. It's not that. That definitely contributes. It is a solid, awesome game. And if you like bounty hunters and smuggling and scum and villainy, I can't recommend, and you like Star Wars, I can't recommend Outer Rim enough. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. Rebellion is fantastic, especially if it's painted. I didn't know that game had minis. Greyjoys would have gotten a lot more done if they had lightsabers. That is very true. Very true. Very astute. Mike Janae just said he finished his first playthrough of Survivor, Jedi Survivor. That game was pretty damn good. I kind of feel like I want to give it another run through here, but with a different lightsaber tech tree. And maybe I'll put it on the hardest difficulty, because I did one below the hardest difficulty. Because that game was really good. I really enjoyed that. Although I think I should just play Elden Ring. Everyone tells me, all my friends tell me that I would love it, and it's the same genre-ish of game. So I think I should try it out. Get some Dark Eldar. Too late. You missed the vote. Man, I still need to finish Fallen Order. Fallen Order, a little bit rougher of a game, but definitely still worth playing, especially as a lead-in to Survivor. The castration would have been easier. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, I did the I'm a baby boy easy mode and played through. Hey, no shame there. Do whatever is fun. For sure. Star Wars Outlaws is coming out soon. Is it coming out soon? It's an Ubisoft game. I think it's coming out in 6 months, really. I watched the gameplay video of it. And if I'm being honest with you guys, when it comes to playing games, the thing that I buy games for is mostly the combat loop, at least at this stage of my gaming life. Maybe in the future it'll be different. But that's why Survivor and Fallen Order were so cool, is because a huge component of that game is the fighting and how you interact with the fighting. Same with Doom Eternal, same with Hades. They're all like combat puzzle games where like you are able to progress because you are tackling a situation appropriately with the right weapons, with the right strategy, and things like that. When I watched the Outlaws gameplay trailer, it didn't really seem like combat was very pivotal. It kind of felt more like what's important is the larger universe and how you're interacting with it and your story and your place in that universe. And so I was kind of like, I'll still buy it and play it because I'm a Star Wars slut. But I wasn't so jazzed about that. Which is why you should not play Elden Ring. Okay, fair. The control. I'm too late. One of the most known creators gets his dick chopped off? Oh god, no. Theon? Apparently Outlaws is out 8:30. It's coming up. Am I gonna not buy it on the day it comes out? I don't know. As a true Timmy, I am in the games for the story moments and the I get to do cool stuff mechanics more than anything. Yes, that makes sense. I just want to feel like a god, you know? I want to fucking just feel like, oh, I employed this strategy. It worked the way I wanted it to work. Like all the controls, like I'm responsible for. Like I'm doing so well, and like I'm this challenging thing I'm overcoming. Like that is my vibe in a video game. I love that stuff. All right. Dark blue. I'm just using Vallejo game color. Again, I'm lazy as fuck. It's on my desk right next to me. I just mixed two colors, black and also abyssal turquoise, to get the color that is closest to the color that I use on them normally, which is scale 75 deep blue. Space Marine 2 does look pretty awesome. I played the first one and it was very fun. Allegedly, Outlaws went gold, so it is coming soon. I don't know what that means. What does it mean for something to go gold? Performance validation? Yeah, I guess so. Flawsmith, yo. Thanks for the sub, appreciate it. I'll do Space Marine, the video game, for sure. I'll play that. Whoa, settle down. So obviously we're doing a blue undercoat, or maybe it's not obvious. I'm doing a blue undercoat because a large portion of my scheme for my Greyjoys is cold. They're nautical. I'm using blues. You know, it's not rocket surgery. But this gives me a good cold base to start from. Cold shadows, I guess you should say. That's some very good coverage. That covered very quickly. Okay. Hey, you've heard of the necro molds? I have no idea what necro molds are. Bolt Gun was so good. I didn't play Bolt Gun at all. Going gold means it has been submitted for physical printing. Oh, okay. I mean, that makes sense. We kind of knew what the release date was already. Well, unless I'm misunderstanding what the implication of going gold really means. I just hit diamond on ranked resurgence in Warzone last night. That's my main game. Awesome, cool. That's Call of Duty, right? That's like the battle royale for Call of Duty, I think. Am I wrong about that? Oh, Zolteris works for the company that made Bolt Gun? That's fucking cool, dude. Welcome, bro. That's so cool that you're hanging out here. That game was very well received. I also love Doom. I'm not one of those people that play the old Doom games, but fucking 2016 Doom, Doom Eternal, all the expansions. Fucking love that shit. It's a bit of me. Oh, alrighty then. Let's do a warm white highlight now. We'll use this seems fine. Off-white. Randomizer said I just played 2 games of Warcry, super close games. Came down to 1 wound. That's close. That's fucking awesome. I love that shit. Do I clean the mold lines off my Song of Ice and Fire minis? No, not really. If they're super egregious, I will. Like if they're very obvious, like on a big flat surface, and they're really thick and big, then I will. But like otherwise, I don't really care. Also, they're a pain in the ass to clean, so I kind of just say screw it. Necro molds, wargame light, where you make armies out of Play-Doh in battle. Oh, cool. So, are they non-permanent then? Do when the things die in the game, do like you crush the Play-Doh? That's kind of fun if that is the case. Being able to skip assembly was a big draw for Song with me. That's interesting, you know. That's an interesting selling point. It definitely is very nice to just buy a box of models and just like immediately play with them. Like I love that. All right, thinner, paint. Going gold means it's typically past the point where it could be delayed. Okay, sorry. I understand why you guys are saying what I'm saying or what you're saying. I'm saying that it's probably coming out in 6 months because Ubisoft has a track record of releasing games that feel unfinished or that have major critiques that then get solved later down the road. You know, I really am kind of regurgitating information that I've heard on the internet. I'm not like a huge gamer. I don't really know a whole lot about Ubisoft or what they do. That's just what I've heard. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but like every comment section about Star Wars Outlaws is like people being like, remember guys, no matter how good it looks, do not pre-order the game. And so I'm just kind of like riding on that. Like the, oh, I get to friggin' stab this Play-Doh monster with a sword as a game mechanic. Sign 8-year-old me up. That does sound pretty epic. Ubisoft is the publisher for Outlaws, not the primary dev. Okay. Well, I'm curious then why all those comments keep coming up. Why people are still very afraid. Are there games that Ubisoft have published that they have done poorly with? Is that why people might be scared of Ubisoft in this situation? I don't know. Because they see Ubisoft and do internet stuff. Okay, would you pre-order this game as a Thoth? Although I don't fully understand the reason to pre-order a video game. Anyway, I mean, I don't know. I don't pre-order any games. Okay, fair. Ubisoft just wants games to get out faster, which leads to unfinished releases. Okay, so maybe that is a thing that might happen. Like maybe they push this developer to get the game out on time and it's not finished when it comes out. Like, I don't know. I have no idea. But I will be closely watching the release of the game. And if it's not a total dumpster fire, I am going to get in on that shit first week. Oh, show. How to fix internet rumors. Just go on the internet. A little bit hard. They want their cheddar, and sometimes pre-order lets people play the game a full day sooner. Fair. Yeah, obviously if there are things to get, that makes sense. Okay. Does Steam do the thing where you can like download a game? What fucking time is it? I'm wasting time right now. 1:50? Okay. Okay. We gotta buckle down. Chat. You fucking did it. You got me to talk about fucking Star Wars. You bastards. Oh, got him, dude. You fucking assholes. Ah! This guy is like base coated. Voodoo Turtle with the Prime sub. Thank you. All right. Chat, screw you. I'm speed painting. All right, here we go. The blue base coat is down. It's nice and matte. Let's do a little zenithal. Woo! I came on fast. Ooh. Hello, giant, disgusting mold line. I thinned this paint too much. And also, man, this airbrush just really shoots out paint. It's not even on high PSI. Mold lines on capes are the worst. Yes, especially on these capes. How many more units do I have to paint for Greyjoy? I mean, I have endless units to paint. Oh, God. This airbrush, dude. It wants to shoot so much paint out. All right, well, that side of his face is just pure white. Oh, my God. It just wants to come out so fast. Fuck me, man. Chat, you're the worst. You're all the worst. All right. Man, this airbrush, the evolution from Harder and Steamback has such a sensitive, like, range of pressure. Or I'm just a fucking idiot. One of the two. I do like to go bright with my zenithal. I think people make that mistake very often of not going bright enough, but you obviously shouldn't shoot so much paint on your model that you obscure the shadows as well. Like that side of his face lost all of the shadow detail. And not that it matters really, honestly, it doesn't matter. All right, it's resin all over again. We can blame the harder and steam back this time, yeah. Yeah, you gotta have a lot of dexterity to use this brush. I don't know if all their brushes are like that. I have 2 of their brushes. Actually, I have several of their brushes. But the 2 that I've used most often, the Evolution and the Infinity. No, the other expensive one. I forget what it's called. I have 2 of the Cult of Paint ones, and they both have that same, characteristic. Yeah, you just gotta keep applying layers, Baxter. Paint does dim. That is definitely a thing that happens. Especially, it's most obvious with light paint. Obviously. Yeah, you gotta kind of keep hitting it up. I'm excited about the possibility of graders and tactics, as I really want more dynamic Victarion. Oh yeah, that's cool. Get a better sculpt for the mini. Just more sculpts in general. Because you can like proxy stuff. Like if you have a certain character, like if there's a certain character and tactics that doesn't exist in Song of Ice and Fire, you can just use that model for a different one because it looks better. Okay, we need some paper yaper. No. Let's just start with the funnest part, the face. All right. Do I have skin tones? I do. Here's a good skin tone. Let's try that one. You got a friend in me. I don't have any like skin tone, Caucasian skin tone highlights. Let's see, what does this set have? What you got, Viejo? Got anything good in here? That's more of a yellowy. I like this one. Let's do these 2. Yeah, sorry, that was random. Is white fluorescent paint a thing? I gotta imagine it is, but I don't know. I've never really seen it. Are they still producing new models for Song? Yes. A new unit we were discussing earlier just came out for Greyjoy, based on Victarion, like Victarion's Honor Guard. They had tactics stuff, Adepticon, and it looks so good. Mag the Mighty, especially. I didn't see that. Where the fuck was I? Hey, Scott or Miniac, which do you prefer? Whatever you want to call me. Love your getting started videos, but do you have any tips for getting over the crippling fear of ruining models with my beginner paint jobs? I guess the solution is to just paint more minis, but still, it's hard to get going when you see all these amazing paint jobs everywhere. It's a great question that I continue to not have a great answer for. At the heart of it, really, if you just paint more models, you'll earn this wisdom and this understanding. Not even improve. You will improve as well, but you'll have this understanding that models just come endlessly. Like you will always buy more models. Like you will buy cool Kingdom Death minis. You'll buy cool GW figures. They are constantly barraging you with new stuff, and you'll have that exact same feeling 10 years from now, probably. So I think once you kind of realize that my painting journey is a series of mess ups, and that's just how it is. And like, if I fuck this one thing up, there's going to be another thing that I love equally down the road, that I'm going to be better at painting later on. Then you kind of just roll with it, Like, if you could only ever buy one model and you were a beginner painter, like then I would understand it. But like, it's endless. It's endless. The new stuff, the cool stuff, the things you are attached to and love, just keeps coming. So I would say, I don't know. Does that convince you? I have no idea if that convinces you. But that is the truth. Fareed, dude. Fareed's coming after me like my college teachers right now. Fareed, you know, the way I like to do work is I ignore it for a very long time. And then when it becomes unignorable, then I panic, do a lot of work in 3 weeks. That's how I like to live my life. I've heard it's healthy. I've heard that it's productive and it creates good stuff. I think ruining models is a myth. Yeah, I mean, the other part of that whole question is like, what do you paint your model with, an X-Acto knife? Like, you're not ever going to ruin the model. You can always take the paint off. Yeah. The old ADHD approach. Okay, that was a joke. I don't actually want to paint like that. But like, if I can be totally honest, Dark Eldar is not a thing that I'm very passionate about at the moment, so I'm dragging my feet. I struggle with that a lot. But I would love to do it. I still want to do it. I think maybe the problem is that I'm just not very excited about 40K as a game, you know? Like, I'm painting minis for this game. It's like kind of like whatever. Yes, it'd be a good challenge video, for sure. What about Spearhead? Spearhead, yeah. I think I'm just excited to try out the new AOS in general. Like, not even talking about the Spearhead part of it. I'm just gonna base coat his whole face. I don't need to worry about the Zenith Undercoat. All right, we're gonna spend a decent chunk of time getting a nice face. That was one of the appealing things about this model. The big face, the accessible face. So we'll get a nice base coat of this, you know, very saturated pink skin tone. It's not that saturated, but for a skin tone it is. I agree, don't strip your models, okay. I don't always ruin my models with paint, but when I do, I strip it with acetone. You know what does ruin your models? 2-part epoxy resin. 2-part epoxy resin that is opaque white. King Skyra, he got it. Garrett's, the chat voted on me speed painting this Greyjoy fig, which we gotta fucking get after. All right, the jump from this color to this color is way too aggressive, so we need to mix up an intermediate tone. If you are curious, I'm using the Mindworks size 2 brush today, and I'm working with Vallejo Game Color Succubus Skin for a shadow, Vallejo Game Color Rosy Flesh for a midtone, and Vallejo Game Color Pale Flesh for a final highlight. And I'll be mixing intermediate colors. All right. All right. My guy's got a big old 5 head. We're going to paint this whole thing. Painting a male character. I don't really care about super dark shadows. But that being said, I'm going to run over some volumes to start with here. He's got little sculpted eyelids, and I see them, but I'm not going to worry about them just yet. I'll worry about that kind of shallow detail when I am like highlighting, like with a much brighter color. We do want to retain some of that shadow in the cheek there. He's got a nice sculpted cheek. But we also want to put some highlights on the jawline. You know, we highlight to emulate reality, but we also highlight to give our models shape. So so that you can kind of like see from the table, like, oh, there, like from I can see that model's lips or whatever, his jaw, or like, you know, the outline of some detail. And so, yeah, so that's why I'm highlighting the jaw. I want to give the his face shape. Not looking at chat. I know you guys are fucking asking questions about Star Wars Outlaws and the Acolyte. All right. I'm gonna use the exact same paint, and we're just gonna do a second layer here. I'm just assuming that I'm not hitting full opacity with this paint. It's hard to tell, but yeah, it's important to make sure you're getting full opacity before just moving on. Oh, airbrush is on. Did I clean my airbrush? I did, okay. Speaking of, let's change our votes to doing this face for an hour and then switch to pouring some resin bases. Oh boy! All right, I think that we just need one layer in between this paint and the next one. So I think we can just get straight into using that rosy skin. Maybe we zoom in a skosh more. All right, so if I want to paint here, is that in focus? Now it is. Sometimes I like my contacts really want to fight me. My little ball, little paint ball chunk. I want to know, is what's your next strike team after you finish one with Vader? No time restrictions considered. Who would you assemble and paint next? Oh my God. I just saw the rules for Thrawn and the ISB agents this morning, and that feels fun. I think it'd be fun to also paint Thrawn with a black suit and red skin, just to continue the Star Wars alternate universe that I'm constructing. I don't know, man. It's either Thrawn and the ISB agents, or it's Moff Gideon and his robots and his Death Trooper. Like I don't know. I think I'm most excited to paint Moff Gideon. But any of those two, I would love to paint any of those two. Scott, Star Wars Universe, red. Hey, someone just put speed painting in quotations in the chat to suggest that what I'm doing is not speed painting. But, you know, I'm just choosing where I want to spend my time. I think the face is an important detail. The rest of the model I can identify as just a bunch of robes and cloth that'll be very easy for me to paint. And so I'm going to spend time on the important stuff, his face. And that's what speed painting is about. It's knowing what corners you can cut and knowing what corners you can't cut. And for me, the face is not a corner that I am willing to cut. However, you can, you absolutely can choose to do that. Ooh. I am not happy with the amount of shadow over here in his cheekbone, so I mixed up another paint. Kind of fucked it up. I'm glad with my Sith Ewok concept. What the fuck? Miniac Star Wars Alternate Universe, MSWAU. I respect your methods completely. Thank you, End415. I respect your critique completely. I think it's important for all of us to be able to listen to people's feedback. All right, and now pale flesh, which is going to be a very slight highlight. Actually, before I do that, let me paint the eyes. I'm gonna do the eyes first. Okay, let's get an off-white. Actually, you know what? I don't care about specular highlights when I'm painting fucking 28 mil heads. You know? If I did, then I would paint with a darker off-white color, but because I don't care about that, I'll paint with just a slightly less off-white color. I don't know. Where we're going, you don't need eyes. There's one eyeball. I think we need to make it a little bit bigger. All right, that is big enough. I might need to do some cleanup with my shadow color, but that is no problemo. I'm shaking so much. Why am I shaking so much? Yeah, this is the wrong approach. Okay. Aced the side of his nose there. It's no problem. We can fix that. That's why I do the eyeballs now instead of when the face is fully done being painted. Because I am bound to make mistakes. It will happen. All right, now I'm going to clean up the divide between his skin and this eyeball that I've painted over here. We have a nice thin line that separates the two. And then if I go too ham with that thin line, then I can just paint highlight on top of it. I've never painted a miniature's eyes. The thing is I like painting eyes. Everyone always tells me that I shouldn't paint eyes, but I do enjoy it. All right. This is when the real mistakes happen here with the black paint. You need to make sure that it is adequately watery enough so paint actually comes off my paintbrush when I touch the eyeball. Cool. Eyeballs. All right, let's keep painting the rest of the face now. Now that we've locked them bitches away. This guy has a sculpted eyebrow? God damn. Chat, what color should I paint his hair? How do you do it without looking crazy eyes? Well, okay, let me tell you. That was kind of lucky. Anyone who's watched my stream for any amount of time will know that when I paint eyes, I don't always nail it on the first shot. That was lucky. How do I paint them and reduce my chances of getting crazy eyes, though? There's a lot of little tricks. Part of it is like knowing when to breathe. You know, you're not gonna you gotta hold your breath. You're like a sniper, right? You're not gonna take deep breaths while you are trying to paint eyes. The other part of it is having a lot of points of connection. So right now my elbows are on my armchairs. My wrists are on the edge of my desk. My fingers are clasped together in the middle, and my fingers are on the model. Like I'm touching the model with my fingers intentionally. So that is another thing. And the other thing is a sharp as a fuck brush. The lore says his hair is brown, so red, right? Okay, well, yeah, either just don't breathe while you're painting the eyes. Whatever gives you the most steadiness. Painting eyes doesn't take a long time, you know? So it's not like not breathing is that big of a deal. Oops. Kind of giving him a bit of a milk mustache here. Let's tune that down a bit. That didn't do anything. Okay. All right, good enough. Just don't breathe. Miniac 2024. Yeah, you need to paint in between your heartbeat as well. Okay. Let's go for blonde hair, because blonde hair is nice with blue colors. I think it looks nice. All right, we're gonna start with a desaturated brown. I'm gonna get that just with colors that I have on my palette here. So a brown and a ochre. I'll mix that together. Like I shouldn't say a desaturated brown. I should say a desaturated yellow color. But more brown than you think, right? People always think that, oh, it's blonde, they have yellow hair, it's redhead, they have red hair, but a lot of hair is much more desaturated than that. I also want to stop painting the face at this point because I just want to see what the rest of it's going to look like once I've painted the surrounding areas. And then I can make adjustments as needed. That'll work carefully around the neck here and the face. Not so much the neck, but more the face. That is a collar for his jacket. I like a nice prime job with matte paint. It really makes the paint stick to the model a lot better. Whatever the undercoat is, whether it's a primer or a zenithal undercoat. I like it when it's matte. I love how you guys are still talking about the don't breathe thing. There's a horror movie called Don't Breathe, right? It's actually pretty good. The first one was pretty good. I haven't seen the second one, although I have a feeling that it's not good. That movie does something well that a lot of horror movies kind of lose sight of, and that is that they should be horrific. It's in the name of the genre. It's wet. It's wet down there. I want to try to keep these fur bits mostly primed white. Mike says, I like how starting with a brown color already gives you a realistic blonde. Yeah, it is still yellow a little bit, but it does help a lot. That was a huge, and same thing with redheads. Mix some brown into that redhead, and then suddenly it's like bang, go red with the highlights, but the base coat should be desaturated. Azathoth says, horror versus thriller versus monster classification debate, go. Nice try, Satan. Nice try. Nothing will stop me other than my own ambition. I'm running out of paint. Episode 4 versus episode 6. I haven't watched Return of the okay. It is A New Hope or just Star Wars if you're a super fan. And then it is The Empire Strikes Back, and then it is it's not The Last Jedi. That's a sequel. Oh my god. I always struggle to remember the names of the movies. What's the last one called? Return of the Jedi. God damn it! Chad has been saying vampires are pretty lame. Fucking bastards, dude. All right. I'm not even going to mix more yellow into my mixture. I'm just going to mix an off-white highlight into it. I'm not even going to use more yellow. I'm just going to brighten this initial mixture up. It's going to be very desaturated. I think a lot of blonde hair is very desaturated. All right. What We Do in the Shadows is a great TV show. Hard agree. All right. I'm not even going to worry about the individual strands of hair. Although there is some nicely sculpted strands of hair. I'm just not going to worry about it yet. At least on the very top of his head. Chat, I'm pretty hyped. I have a boys' weekend hangout coming up with my broskies. We're gonna go to a cabin somewhere, and we're gonna just crank out a campaign of Imperial Assault. We played the base one last, I don't know, like 2 years ago, a year ago. It was fucking lit. They all loved it, and so they're all like, "Let's do it again." So I'm between one of the Imperial Assault campaigns, the two shorter ones. I think Bespin Gambit is one, and I can't remember the name of the other one. Is it VincyCon? It is not VincyCon. I couldn't convince those guys to play Imperial Assault with me. Hanging out with the dude guys. Respectfully cranking out my Imperial Assault campaign. Drink it up, boys! Have I seen the vampire mini that Loot Studios released that has him floating with his cape billowing around and bats emerging from it? I have not. I have not. That does sound cool, though. Okay, now that I have kind of put a blob of paint on top of his head, I will continue the blob of paint, but I will now start to paint hair strands. So it's like where the highlight is strongest, I'm kind of ignoring the micro volumes, but where it gets, weaker and weaker, then I'll start to incorporate some of that shadow color. So it's like opaque on top, and then I got strands on the side. And then I'm just gonna do that again with a brighter color, and then I'm probably gonna do it again with an even brighter color. I know, it's crazy. Scotty Con, you gonna bring some milkshakes? What are you, Homelander? I forgot the name of the artist who does the milkshake song. Who does that song? What's her name? Was she a one-hit wonder? Or was she a famous person? Oh no, Nightbot. Nightbot bashed Baxter. Missy Elliott. Okay, not a one-hit wonder. Let's not forget these parts. All right, now we mix more off-white in. And I'm gonna do the same thing, but just smaller. I'm gonna ignore the volumes, and I'm gonna paint a layer of paint on top of his dome, smaller, and also in these other spots, like right here. And a little bit right here. Maybe I won't run over the volumes right there. And with that done, I'll start painting some strands. Albino Black Sheep, thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. Oh, you're posting the link. Yeah, links get eaten up by Nightbot. It isn't. Nightbot fucking hates links. I don't know what links did to Nightbot in the past, but Jesus Christ. Kellis is the artist who does a milkshake. I thought it was Missy Elliott. Is Kellis like the DJ or something, and Missy Elliott is the singer on the track? All right, let's make sure yeah. Let's keep going. Now I'm probably gonna not do layers anymore like I was, where I kind of just paint over all the strands of hair. I'll probably now just skip straight to painting those small micro volumes. All right, now lastly, we'll just do a little cute specular highlight. And we're gonna use pure white for that. What am I missing in the chat? I was just playing wrong. It's Kellis. Oh, okay, I don't know who Kellis is. The Neptunes, Pharrell and Chad Hugo wrote the track, Kellis of the vocals. Gotcha. Okay, actually, on the subject of talking about companies that make STLs, I am looking for a particular STL. If anyone knows of it, either here in the chat now or if you're watching the VOD on YouTube. By the way, hi YouTube, you guys fucking roll. I love you. I'm looking for a cursed pirate type thing, a female captain or whatever, a female cursed pirate. I want largely humanoid elements, maybe some bone visible, some zombie-like things, but mostly humanoid, female cursed pirate. To Google. I did look a little bit on, what's that one site? My Mini Factory. I did look a little bit, but I wasn't able to find the thing I want. He's playing favorites with his audiences. Yes. I'm gonna mix some of this white with my pure off-white color I've been mixing into my blonde hair, just because I don't want it to be super intense. If it is super intense, we can fix it. Plot Studios, Ships Ahoy. Sounds like Chips Ahoy. Why not just paint a normal pirate in a cursed manner? How Vince did. Sure, that works too. You got a pirate model that I can paint, a 32 mil wargaming scale female pirate. I'm happy to do that as well. Who are your Greyjoy commanders of choice right now? I gotta be totally honest with you. I feel ashamed. I haven't played a lot of Song of Ice and Fire, so I don't really have an opinion about the best commanders. It's very possible that they actually just recently changed the rules and I'm like totally unaware of it. Okay, now to soften these bright specular highlights, I took some of my white paint, my off-white paint, not the white paint mixed with off-white that I just used for a specular highlight. Just one step below that, and I mixed some yellow into it, and I'm gonna just gonna straight up paint over this. I need some more opacity. I'm gonna paint over this specular highlight. And what that's gonna do is it's going to dim down that specular highlight. And because I am painting on either side of it, left and right, it's going to also blend the other colors with the white I just added, because I'm reducing it in brightness and I'm lifting up the other areas in brightness at the same time. And so now I got some hair. Nice blonde hair, nice little specular highlight on top of his head. I don't know why when I say specular highlight, I turn into an East Coaster sometimes. Specular highlight, I don't know why. My tongue just wants to do that. And then we got some hair, okay? Let's give it the zoom out. You know, it's a speed paint. I don't think we should be looking at it from an inch away. Here's this guy's face and his blonde hair. You know, it's working for me. It's working for me. All right, let's keep going. Let's paint this jerkin thing. And it'll just be a desaturated blue. Let's try a speed paint to start out. Is the Song of Ice and Fire just Game of Thrones? Yes, it is just Game of Thrones. Eleanor, the Harpy, Gale, Loot Studios, Ships Ahoy. Pirate, Zombie, Druid, Mara. Oh my God, there's no way I'm gonna remember this shit. Okay, we'll take a brief break in our speed paint. This is a bad idea. Pirate, Zombie. This is why I need Evan. Evan would just find this shit for me and I'd look at it for 5 seconds and it'd be great. Pirate, Zombie. Fuck. Druid, Mara. Okay. Druid, Mara. Fuck. Mara. There it is. Too skinny. It looks true scale. I don't want true scale. I want a wargaming scale model. I want a chunky, nice paintable details. Eleanor, the Harpy, Gale. Loot Studios is probably going to be the same thing. Eleanor, the Harpy, Gale. Oh, it's a bust. Okay, it's a big bust. Oh, okay, I want a wargaming scale model. I should have been more specific. Between Balon, NCU, and Reavers, the world is your oyster. Pretty much, that's what I've heard of with Greyjoys. Evan told me that basically the shtick with Greyjoys is you have a game-breaking NCU that if you bring, you win the game, and if you don't bring, you lose the game. I don't think it's that black and white, but that's kind of the state of affairs. We got him again, chat. What up, girl painting? I don't mind the bust though. The bust is kind of nice. I have no more plans to do battle report streams. No, I don't. Not at the moment. At least not regularly. It's a model that has multiple options. Okay. All right, those are the only two. Okay. They get 46. Yeah. They do gaming model stuff, but honestly, whenever I see it, it looks like someone took a full-scale figure and scaled it down. Like, literally, whenever I see their models from Loot Studios, that is what I think. Heroes Infinite, I think it's probably going to have a similar problem. Hero Forge, I think Hero Forge is kind of the world that I want to live in for this particular model that I'm looking for. The Wargaming Scale Pirate Mini. I don't care if it's a little cartoony. Have I tried mixing ochre into my blue to desaturate it? No, I haven't. I have not. All right, we're going to use this nice desaturated blue color from Vallejo Express called Space Gray. Let's try it out. Atsu, yeah, I've done that before as well when I tried to make the Wood Elves, and it doesn't work. It does not work. Zombie Pirates, officer of the Zombie Navy, Vampire Navy from Proxy Wars. Okay. Zombie Pirates, officer, Proxy Wars. Go. Oh. I clicked on a thing and then it took me to not that thing. What fucking gives? Okay, she might be the winner. She's a vampire, but who cares? All right, child, look at this. This is the best thing I've seen so far for what I'm looking for. I would like a more like upturned head, more visible head. I feel like the tri-corner is blocking a lot, but that's the best one. That is pretty fucking good. So this is if you want to play an aquatic vampire cons list. I love that. Yub. Goobertown. All right, let's get some of this Express paint on ye old wet palette. We'll give it a try. Honestly, whenever I use Express paints, or really any kind of paint like this, it's a total crapshoot. Let's see if it works. I don't want that much paint on my brush. Excuse me? It's like not doing what it's supposed to do. There is a skill. There's a skill to this stuff, and I don't have that skill. It doesn't look like a contrast paint. Yeah. Oh, there's too many. I shouldn't have asked this question right now, and I'm trying to speed paint a model. Okay, we need a dark blue color. Let's try again. Although I'm gonna use it on this part of the model. This like kind of like undercoat part. And I will say it's largely flat stuff, and I've never in my life had any success using any kind of contrast paint equivalent product on flat surfaces. It's always just looked like fucking trash. So I expect very little from what I'm about to do here. Let's get a blue express paint here. I don't want one that's like ultra fucking dark. All right, I got Caribbean turquoise. I'm gonna mix a little bit of that with this other Vallejo express paint because even this one's too dark. I don't want it to be that dark. The sad part is Scott's gonna finish the model by the end of the stream to a higher quality than most of us can even do with 2 hours of even with 2 hours of interruptions and derailing included. Maybe. We'll fucking see. We'll see. The thing is I haven't been painting just for 2 hours though, Mike, Janae. I've been painting for 20 years in 2 hours, you know? That's my favorite line that Ben Comets ever told me at Adepticon. That blew my mind. I was like, oh my God, you're so right. People are like, oh my God, you can paint so well, Ben Comets, in so little time. And it's like, it's not so little time, brother. Did I like grab a paint that's not an express paint? No, it says express colored on it. What the fuck? It's so opaque. All right, here's a nice little middle ground. Oh, thank you, Rufus. If someone who is in my Discord could like collect all of these Pirate Gal links and give them to me later, that'd be so helpful. That'd be so helpful. This is a very turquoise color. I did not intend for this to be this turquoisey. This is like a background detail to me, and so it shouldn't be very eye-catching. So this is a bit of the wrong color. That's okay. This is working better. And let me zoom in a little bit. We kind of zoomed out because we're looking at the far away mini. This one's working better. A slightly darker color. I don't know if this if this makes sense for the costume he is wearing, but I will. I'll also paint this inside part and also his sleeves in the same color. I think I'm gonna hit this with a blue wash, like the Drakenhof Nightshade, just to darken it down and also make it look less saturated and like eye-catching. It's too much. It's too much right now. All right, let's keep it going with the express paints because it's fun. Let's do brown for the gloves and his shoulder thing. I'm gonna definitely highlight all this stuff. In some cases, if it looks bad, I may just completely paint over it. But let's try some things out while we are doing fun stuff. Oh my God, there's so many options. Oh, the War Machine one might be exactly what I want. Couple questions. Can you thin down some artist acrylic white paint like some Schminke or Golden and shoot it through an airbrush? And yes, you can. And second, would it be any brighter or more opaque than say bold titanium white from Pro-Acryl? Here's what opacity comes down to. Pigment density. That's literally it. Per volume, if you have more pigment in a milliliter, it will cover more. End of story. So it all comes down to the product, which I guess is what you're asking. I have no idea. I have no idea if Pro-Acryl is going to be more pigment dense than Golden Titanium White or Schminke. But that's all it comes down to. And if you do a simple test, you'll probably figure it out. I'm gonna guess that after you're done thinning the paint for the airbrush to the appropriate opacity, Pro-Acryl will have more paint because it already comes thin and is already very pigment dense. If I had to guess, that's what I would say. You guys is there some way? I'm not playing Crownfall right now. I haven't played Dota in a long time. I'm kind of a poser. TBH. All right. Is it raining? I think it's raining. Okay. I got one brown color. Let's see what other brown options they have here for me to try out. I love the orange rings that tell you which ones are express paints and which ones aren't. Very helpful. I think there's only really one brown color, which is a little strange. But it's like too light. I need a black. This is where speed painting dies, by the way. When you have to look for paints, This is where you lose all your time. I must have the black out somewhere. Fuck. Okay, dang, I'm excited to compare the two now. Yeah, go for it. Wildwood or Rattling Grime from Citadel. That is also an option. Wildwood is incredibly dark. Here's what I'll say also about these express paints. They're gonna operate differently based on what kind of undercoat you have. And so if you have a darker undercoat, it is going to work differently. Okay, I can't find my black express paint and we're on the clock. So I'm just gonna mix in some black ink and hope for the best. I wish every acrylic paint produced would list pigment density on the container in a unified way so you could tell what you were getting for coverage. I wonder what the downside is for having too much pigment in your paint. Does it separate more easily? Is it harder to thin? Like I have no idea. I would love to know what the difference is though. All right, just a little bit of black ink at first. I want a darker brown. That's pretty good. This is a very yellowy brown color. I kind of want more of a rich color, but we're here now, so fuck it. Oh, whoops. I dropped that model, or dropped the model in my paintbrush and got it all over the fur. Good job, Scott. For now, mixing black ink into Vallejo Express seems to have worked. I don't like this brown though. It needs to be a warmer brown color. I think warm brown and blues really go well together. At first, I thought I was going to paint the shoulder thing to be the same brown leather color, but I think now it'll be better if it's a different hue. Oh, the boots, the boots. The boots! Yeah, I hate this brown leather color. It is bad. Oh, there is some leather visible in betwixt the cracks. Just a bit though. Okay, I'm going to use some more of this light blue color we used earlier. I didn't catch this part of the model, but like on his elbows and stuff. But this paint seems awful. This Express paint, it just seems like it's a watered down opaque paint. What is this called? Space gray? Yeah, it's. I'm curious how it's going to operate on like a more of a satin undercoat, because this is useless. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going with the Express Paint train. Let me check on chat a little bit. Talking about pigment density still. Gotta paint Makoro next. Dude kicks ass. Dude, I've painted Makoro. I thought I painted Makoro. Isn't he he's the guy with the staff, right? I actually really love how he came out. Let me grab him. I'm being distracted. I didn't give him a red cloak, unfortunately. Although you are right though. He's the disciple of that flame cult. I can't remember what it's called, but he should have had a red cloak. I'm actually really happy with this guy. This was another kind of speed paint, kind of not speed paint. Oh, Makoro can be a commander? I did not know that. That's kind of pog. All right. I want to do his cloak now in actually a dark desaturated blue. Is that an option with this range? What is this color? Black Lotus. Oh, it's Black Lotus. Let's try this out. See what happens. I was thinking to start with Song of Ice and Fire with Baratheon. What do you think about them? I chose that because they look cool. I fucking love that. Done. Pick them. Go. Every army in that game is competitive in your local meta. 100%. Also, I kind of like Baratheon because I have so much armor, and armor is kind of fun to paint sometimes. Yeah. Oh, Stannis. Okay, talking about Stannis. Good old Stanny Baratheon. Yeah, Stannis and like his flaming archers, and also he has a particular NCU that's an absolute fucking beast. That was a real problem back in the day. Okay, let me look for one of these bottles. Is the Vallejo Express medium for Express paints, and if I know what I know about this color, Deep Lotus, I think it's called. It's very dark. And over a white, I don't think that's going to work out very well. So I'm just going to add just a smidge, just a skosh, as my fellow Midwesterners would say, to this, just to thin it a bit. Maybe like one drop. All right. I don't know if that's enough, but we will see. It's a very dark color. Kingsmen and Queens are insane. Yeah, they are good. How is your stance towards blood effects paints? Gimmick for little kids or viable? Oh, no, absolutely not. I fucking love blood effects. Absolutely love blood effects. All right, this is one of the harder details for me to paint with a product like this is a very long cloak. I'm just gonna try to keep the paint moving. And I'm gonna try to, can you guys hear that? Settle. Settle in a more attractive way. Okay, it's kind of settling. You hear that? Yeah, it's rain, dude. It's so loud. He's got a little hood boy, little hoodlum. A little bit right in here, I think. Is that hair? I think that's hair, actually. Let's paint this dark as well. Oops. Oh, no, I fucked it. Here, I'll show you what I did wrong, chat. I aced there and there with my fingies. Let's try to see if I can. Yeah, all right, well. That's as good as it'll get. I'll also paint this in here with the same dark color. It's a recessed detail, not important. Might as well use something in scheme. All right, I'm gonna dry this real quick just to avoid that happening a little bit in the future. All right, let's do a little sit rep here. I think the leather is going to be fine. I think the light blue jerkin is kind of a fail. I think the cloak is usable. The shoulder is totally fucking ass. Not good at all. The teal part works, especially over here. Not so much over here. Everything's going to need some kind of repair work, you know? I'm just not good. I'm not good at using these products. I need professional help. I'm just painting these fur elements with white paint so that I can wash them and not have the undercoat for the paint show through because I accidentally aced them while I was painting the surrounding areas. All right. Now, instead of using a contrast paint, I think I'm going to use Drakenhof Nightshade. I'm just going to use that to color the white fur lightly blue with a dark shadow. And then I'll also use Drakenhof Nightshade to wash that like teal like undersuit that was too vibrant and sexy. Ash with the dono. Thank you, Ash. I missed the message. Appreciate it though, my friend. Let me see what the message was. Oh, I'm stuck. Ash asks, have you read the book The Radium Girls? It's a story about when licking paintbrushes goes wrong. No, obviously I haven't read that book. Else I might not be doing that so much. What are those paints? Can't say I'm a fan of the coverage on the dark blue or the bottom. They're Vallejo Express colors. I don't know if they're like legitimately bad, but like I am a beginner at using this stuff and I'm not good at it. And so, you know, take that for what it is. Time to get Jay on the phone. We need some Jay. I'm asking because I just found the goriest Stormcast paint job I've ever seen on Instagram. May I share? I mean, a Nightbot will eat your link. So we're hoping that this will desaturate and darken down this teal part a little bit. Washes are much more predictable. I'm able to deal with them a lot more easily than I am other stuff. Okay, that kind of worked. Yeah, we're okay with that. We're okay with that. And it is raining so heavily right now. I have a skylight in my office, and so you can really hear it if you're in here. Try to soak up some of this paint. Feels like it's coming inside. Jesus Christ. Or not feels like, it sounds like. That is too much. All right, cool. Let's start to do some highlights. Chat, we gotta pick it back up. He's almost done. I love that. What color should I paint the Ranger? Good call. Oh, I love that. Have I tried painting a mini with oils yet? I have not. Dry brush would be a good name for an alcohol-free painting event. That would be a good name. Wow, that's fun. That's good. Should do it right now. Y'all are evil. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. All right, I need to. This is why painting one part of the model is good for me,
because I just want to touch everything. And I can't touch the back of the model when there's dry wash all over it. I want there to be a nice line of separation between where his shirt starts and where his neck ends. And so I'm trying to get some nice paint down in there. I'm also going to bust out some more of this hair color to paint some of these strands again, because they're looking a little blue. All right, now let's paint the jerkin with some highlights. I think all we need to do is just some highlights, and that'll kind of clean up the splotchiness. Let's keep going with the Vallejo color. Electric blue seems like a pretty good match for that color we were using earlier. A little bit lighter, but still kind of the same hue, just a little bit lighter. No touching. Next in the speed paint, we're gonna repaint some strands of hair. You guys give me the best shit, you know that? All right, let's just do a little testy test. I think I'm looking at this paint and I feel like it's actually too dark, which is strange because it looks lighter in the bottle. It's because we love you, appreciate it. In the interest of time, we're gonna blend each strand from the bright white into the slightly less. Hey, if I get done on time, it was all worth it, okay? That's what this means, okay? I'm now going to bust out this slightly different off-white color because it's going to be a better color for mixing my jerkin highlights. So I hope someone's fucking taking notes right now. Avery says it needs more red. God damn it. You're probably right. All right, let's try to figure out what highlight color to use. Guys, jerkin highlights over here, dude. A little too bright. That's good. We can work with that. This kind of stuff right here that I'm painting is just some of the most satisfying stuff for me to paint. I don't know why, really. I really enjoy painting nice, big, round volumes. And also like all the wrinkles as well and the fabric. There's something just really satisfying about it because it's just so straightforward. And it just works so well. The difficult part about doing this, however, is trying to mix it into this pre-existing color. I'm just going to paint over that entire little shadow right there. Yeah, that was the right call. This is, okay, upon having painted with this color, it is not the same hue. It's a little bit more saturated, but it is close enough. Close enough to the point where we can begin just doing a few more targeted highlights. All right, let's also do the bottom half here. I'm gonna mix just a tiny amount of black into this blue just to get a slightly more desaturated and darker color. I think that's what we're missing here. Missing a little bit of black. Bingo! Nailed it. This was an experiment, not an experiment, a process that I had to do in the Roman Lapat private coaching. He would give me a bottle of miniature paint, and then he said, mix this hue from primaries. And I had to do that for 3 rounds of paint, 3 rounds with like 6 bottles in each round, and the paint got like more and more like subtle and like closer to like gray and more challenging to mix. That was definitely fun. I really enjoyed doing that. I like this blue color though. Whoa, a Greyjoy unit? What up, Evan? Indeed. NMM steel on the shoulder? It looks kind of more like leather, but there's no reason why we couldn't do a little NMM goodness. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm using the wrong paint. How are we doing on time? Oh, we're so good. We're so good. Chat, your attempts to distract me are pathetic. Pathetic. I keep grabbing the wrong paint. I have a highlight mix that I'm using for highlights. Wait, which paint is the not? Is this the one? What color is this? That seems brighter. Okay, I'm confused. Chat, I'm locked in. New fridges? What kind of base am I going to give them? The base that I give all my Greyjoy characters. It's required for a speed paint? Oh, I'm doomed then. I'm utterly doomed. I like to save up all my paint jobs and then do my basing all at once so that if I fail catastrophically, it can be even worse. So... let's just keep brightening this highlight until it looks weird. Okay. I'm liking that. That looks good. Let's do a little bit of highlighting on the this thing. Yep. That's all we're going to call it. Trying to cover up some of the brighter highlight areas with this mixture of highlights made from that color that I was just using, because it reduces like the turquoise vibe of it and makes it more the same kind of hue as the rest of the mini. A little bit of wet blending, just a tiny amount. This stuff does not need more than, you know, one layer of highlights. And then we're done. All right, how about the cloak? The cloak needs a little something, something. I think it's gonna be this same blue color mixed with black to get a grayish, cold highlight. Yeah, that's it. That's the stuff. I think it needs to be a little bit darker, though. Testing. It's happened twice now in the recent past where my mic has died in the middle of a stream. Betrayed by the mic pack. He was just talking to us about the universal secrets, the painting secrets of the universe. Yes. Okay, I want to warm up this brown leather because I hate how yellowy it is. I think it's trash. We're going to do that with Reichland Flesh Shade. Even though it is kind of a glossy color, I don't think that really matters. Leather is kind of glossy, so we'll just kind of go for it and see what happens. I want to warm it up. Gotta be kind of careful now, because other details are painted now. I want to note that he does have elbows sticking out here. I didn't really paint those, though. Like I painted the rest of his tunic. I guess I can do one highlight or two. Why not? This might be a little bit too bright. Scratch that, it definitely is too bright. Just something like that, you know? Don't need much. Just to give it some recognizable arm and elbow shape. Did that do anything? Maybe a little bit, but not really. Didn't do anything bad, so I guess we'll just roll with it. Betrayed by Mike. Thank you, Malev. Appreciate it. Gotta finish up these belts and the fur, and then just like a very few silver NMM parts that will just get base coated and be done. All right, there's nothing on the back of the model, and so I'm just gonna let that dry, and I'm gonna continue on painting the other parts of the Mini. Most notably the fur. I think what I need for the fur is a very light blue color. What's this? Was ist das? Ooh. Bingo. Scott, you gonna come watch me? I've kind of been loosely following this hot dog conversation. Are you in a hot dog eating competition? Lunias Angel, what made you decide to paint Song of Ice and Fire? The stream voted on it. The stream was like, I gave them two options, a speed paint for a Song of Ice and Fire, or I continue with the Cursed City Ogre that I painted a long time ago, that I actually found. Evan, I lost that model. I found it. Should you ever paint a Conquest Mini? Yeah, if there's a good one, yeah, for sure. Blue fur? Yeah, bluish fur. Have I ever considered painting a hot dog with edible paints and then eating the hot dog? You know, I haven't. Until right now. Blue fur with blue pants and the blue tabard shirt thing. You've just unlocked the secret to how I do my paint schemes. Pick a hue and stay with it for the important things. And on a model like this, there aren't many important things because it's very efficiently detailed, I guess is the way I want to put it. Like there's no chaff on this Mini. There's not an overabundance of fucking belts and pouches and bullshit. Maybe there are a few too many layers of fabric, but they're kind of fun to paint. I love the volumes on them. This is like the quintessential song Mini for me. Like, I didn't know how much of a nice model Christopher was to paint. Otherwise, I would have painted him a while ago. But I love Minis like this. hide that mold line a little bit. The Secret of Kala. It's June 39th, Dota update day. Are we getting the new character? Cast a 40k knight in chocolate, paint the whole thing, and then eat it at the end of the video without telling the viewer that it was chocolate edible paint. That'd be the chattest move ever. If I could do that, oh my God, that'd be amazing. Just fucking eat your model, dude. Just trying to give each strand of fur just a little love, you know? Because what are speed paints about if not meticulously highlighting every strand of fur, you know? I don't know what fucking YouTube videos you guys have been watching, but in my YouTube videos, this is speed painting. Okay? I guess for me at this point, a speed paint is, can I finish it in a stream? And if the answer is yes, then that's a speed paint. Really, it's just how well can I avoid chat in Star Wars? Okay. That's done. Man, that wash is so satin. It is so fucking satin. It is crazy. Okay, what am I doing? Oh yeah. The collar. The collar of his hood thing is looking quite sad right now, actually. Got a bunch of hair on it, a bunch of hair color. All right, I'm gonna blast this wash because I honestly don't know if it's dry or not, and then we'll paint the leather. I'm gonna mute myself. Speed is relative. For some people, speed is painting a minute in 20 minutes. For some, it's hours. Screw you as a thought. Yeah, part of the reason why this leather looks so shiny is because I used Reikland Flesh Shade gloss like an idiot. So let's just do it again. Let's wash it again, but with the actual right wash this time. What time is it? 3:43? All right, we got this. We got this. We also know that Scott can get your results in 10 minutes, as evidenced by his 10-minute, oh no, I can't. Stop. That 10-minute model, both 10-minute models in both challenges are, they're just not painted models. They're just unpainted All right, I'm just washing it again with Reichland Flesh Shade as opposed to applying a matte varnish because I wouldn't mind it if it was warmer. Oh, it's also very warm right now. I can tell because the wash is drying very quickly. That's something to be aware of if you use a lot of hair dryers. And like you're kind of like going back and forth with hair dryer and paint. Is if you do that rapidly, the model will build up heat. And it will impact your dry times. All right. I mean, whatever. It's basically a base coat at this point. It's not really a wash of any kind, but what can you do? I got a brown on my palette. I got an ochre on my palette from doing the hair. I'm just going to use those colors. Let's friggin' go. All right, we're going to mix a little bit of brown, a little bit of yellow. What happened here? A chunk of paint just ended up on the Mini. Looks like skin tone. Where the fuck did that come from? Probably my hand. Okay, more yellow. And some off-white to really boost the value of this brown. A little bit more off-white, a little bit more yellow. Not so much yellow anymore. Kind of do a scratchier highlight now. Try to make the leather look a little worn. Okay, last step, just a little bit of silver. Then we done. All right, chat, how you doing? Time, 3:51, we're doing good. Will you do another 10-1-10 challenge? I love it. I love that challenge. I think it's super fun to experiment and figure out like, okay, this is the appropriate amount of effort for this kind of detail and this kind of detail. Like that amount of learning is like literally endless. So I love doing that stuff. I just feel like it's a bit of a gimmick and people don't like gimmicks very much. I need silver. Surely silver is out somewhere. There it is. What happened to the NMM? It's definitely a leather pad. I'm not gonna do NMM on it. Like it's got like tears and wrinkles and stuff in it. Like it's a piece of fabric or whatever, piece of leather. Oh, you mean like NMM on like the other parts of the Mini? Like on the belt buckle and stuff? Yo, you crazy? I'm not painting no NMM belt buckles. Who do you think I am? Crazy. Just a few metallic elements. This is not supposed to be silver, but I always paint stuff like this metal. I don't know why. Undoubtedly, this would just be like, you know, the color of the inside of his shirt or whatever. Maybe he's got gilded shirt. The inside of his shirt is gilded. Okay. Let's just do some more fun stuff. Now that we got some time, we ain't stressing. Let's take some of this. Mix it with some of that. Try to sneak some highlights here on his bicep. Just looking a little sad. So I'll try to give it some more love and attention. All right, and then maybe we'll take some of this crazy turquoise express paint from earlier and turn it into a glaze and try to glaze the trim on his shirt here so that it gets blue as it comes toward the inside of his shirt a little bit, just a wee bit. Let's just do it all. Let's make it all look a little blue. I think that's super nice. Yeah. Yeah, bitches. Okay. Let's paint his base glossy black. Ugh. I don't have any poster tack. What I do have though is double-sided tape. Where is that? Here it is. This is a waste, but whatever. I just want to take it out of the jaws of the model holder because you can't paint the base otherwise. NMM rivets, dude. They pay the iron price, not silver. God damn it. Maybe he's fancy. He's got some nice metallic fabric from the craft store. Time to bring out the resin. Now that we're here, let's fuck it all up. All right. All right, chat. We did it. This brush is inappropriate for this task. This is an NC-17 base, and that brush was 13 years old. I don't know why I use the word inappropriate. This is waste, what I'm doing right now, but it's just nice for taking the photo of the Mini. And I ain't doing the base now. Sorry. That makes me a cheater. Then I'm a cheater. All right, let me do one more base coat of black, and then we'll look at it. Didn't forget, as a thought. All right, we're done. 359. Even with a couple of distractions, we got a painted Christopher Botley. I don't know if anyone thought that his face didn't look done when it was just his face painted. I did. I thought, you know what? If this wasn't a speed paint, I could futz on this face all day long. But now that the entire model is painted, I didn't touch the face at all. And because it's contextualized, it looks fine now. You know, I think that's an important thing to note. I mean, you may disagree with me. You may still think his face looks unfinished. And if we zoom in a little bit, it does look a little rough, you know? It's a speed paint though. I think it's a good speed painted face. Like one where I'm, you know, kind of focusing on painting a nice face. Yeah, here he is. Probably, if I was painting totally undistracted, probably 2.5 hours. If you wanted to like kind of, you know, place that somewhere like against like what you were able to do in 2.5 hours. I don't know if that's valuable to you, but that's where I'm looking. That's where I'm looking. I don't know what I'm saying right now. I was looking a little rough. I just wanted to fix that up. That's a damn good looking mini. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. And his lips could be a little more chapped. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it. I was trying to make a scene for my Dweghom from Conquest with tortoise as my main color. Oh, turquoise, not tortoise. I was like, tortoise, wow. That's an interesting idea. Thank you, Linnaeus. Thank you, End. There he is. Thanks for everyone coming out and voting on what I should paint. That was super fun. I freaking love painting like nicely, thoughtfully sculpted CMON plastics. Like they're not like, the material isn't nice to like clean and stuff, but like they're just so simple. They're so simple. I mean, that's really refreshing. Let's just end it right there. We don't gotta linger any longer. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for all the subs. We had a lot of subs today. Oh, there's a fucking ad break. Can we not do the ad break? God damn it. Looks awesome. Thank you, Retro Evil Inc. I really appreciate that. Have a great day. You have a great day as well. Who should we raid, y'all? Who should we raid? Any opinions? Oh. See you, Latino Hot. Here's my fucking keyboard. Oh, great painting session. Sorry I couldn't be here for more. I missed my open and free Fun Employment Tuesdays. Yeah, I missed that too. Can I end this? Ad? No, I can only see notifications and close this message. That is very fucking annoying. Okay. All right. Yeah. We'll be done. I'm gonna send you over to someone else though, just so that we can spread the love. Let me check on my phone app here. Who's live? You guys have any opinions? Let me know. Who I can send you over to. The thing is on Twitch, I don't know how to find miniature painters, you know? Italian Spartacus with a rate of 44. Sadly, we're just ending the stream now. So we are going to bounce you to a new stream. But just to let you know what we did in the stream, we did a speed paint of this guy from the beginning of the stream to the end of the stream. This is Christopher Botley from the game A Song of Ice and Fire. He's from the range Greyjoy, the Greyjoy army. Just did a fun little speed paint. It was awesome. I loved it. Sparty can tell you where to find them. Okay, Sparty. Jay with Mohawk Minis is live. Nice. The Honest Wargamer is spoiling Soulback Greyboy's data right now. If you want to go Man Reads Book stream, go to the Warhammer category. Okay, that's where it is. Let's do Luna Bacon. I've never heard of Luna Bacon. And I want to spread that love. Okay, so we're going to send you over to Luna Bacon. Thank you all for hanging out. Sorry to Spartacus for just ditching the moment you raid me. It's the end of my stream, though. End of my workday as well. Thank you for the raid. I really appreciate it. But yeah, that was it for now. I'll see you next week. A week from now, 1 p.m. CST to 4 p.m. CST is when I've been streaming for a while now. I'll see you then, y'all. And maybe I'll have you guys vote again on what I do in that stream because it was a lot of fun. All right, guys. See you later. I'm going to send you over to Luna Bacon raid. ID. Luna Bacon. All right, see y'all. Oh no. Okay, see ya. Does the Twitch VOD still see me? I think everyone on Twitch no longer sees me, but does the Twitch VOD still see me? That's right, the YouTube VOD. What's up, YouTube VOD? How y'all doing? I'm gonna end the stream now. Bye.